You checked your account this morning and your stomach dropped. Again. You're not lazy. You work. You show up. So why is it always gone? Here's the part nobody told you. You're probably not broke from one big mistake. You're bleeding slow. And today, I'll show you where the leak is and how to close it for good. Welcome to The Useful Man, a channel about learning, growing, and staying useful in a world that gets stranger by the day. These are the field notes from life. Not a fantasy life, not a privileged life, not an influencer's life, just a real one. I'm not here to give you theories out of a book. Some of us had fathers who taught us. Some of us had fathers who couldn't. And if you're like me, you never had a father at all. Life doesn't care which one you got, but I do. Everything I talk about, I learned the hard way. I'd rather you learn from my mistakes than make all your own. So you got nobody to ask and nowhere to turn, you're in the right place. Let's find the answers and get to work. Let me put you somewhere you've probably already been. It's a few days before payday. You open the fridge and there's nothing in it but condiments and a half a jug of water. You open the cabinet, nothing. You check your account one more time, like the number might have changed in the last 10 minutes. It didn't. Zeroed out, nothing in reserve. Nothing coming in before something needs to go out. And you sit there doing the quiet math. Cold, simple math. 0 plus 0 still equals 0. If you've been there, you already know the feeling doesn't leave you when payday shows up. It just waits. It sits in the back of your head, and the next time something small goes wrong, a tire goes flat, a late fee hits, some expense you didn't see coming, it turns into a full-blown crisis. Not because the thing was big, because you had no margin, no buffer, no room to breathe. Now here's what I need you to hear, because this is the whole episode. That empty account was not one bad decision. You didn't lose your job. You didn't get hit by some medical bill out of nowhere. You weren't robbed. For most of us, most of the time, it wasn't one big wound at all. It was a slow bleed. You didn't get knocked out by one punch. You got drained $3 at a time, and you never felt it happen. And that's what I meant by bleeding slow. A wound you can see. You can deal with that. You put pressure on it. It's slow bleed. It's a dangerous one because you don't notice it until you're already weak and wondering what the hell happened. So let's find the leak. Here's the thing nobody likes to admit. There's an entire system built to drain you, and it's very, very good at its job. Every day, companies whose only purpose is to separate you from your money are aiming at you. They don't guess. They test. They study what makes you click. How long you looked before you scrolled. What makes you feel like you're falling behind? They know how to make you feel like you didn't buy the thing. Something's wrong with you. This thing will make you taller, thinner, happier, smarter. Buy the thing and your whole life changes. Buy it, upgrade it, replace it, repeat tomorrow. And I'm not standing up here pretending I'm above it. I get hit with the same noise you do. The pull is real. I feel it too. So this isn't me wagging my finger at you. It's me telling you what's actually hunting you so you can spot it. Because the next leak almost never looks like a leak. Nobody goes broke buying one expensive thing. They go broke on the small stuff that doesn't register. The food you grab out 3 times a day because cooking felt too much. The subscription you forgot you were even paying for, the treats yourself that shows up every single week because every week was a hard week, the delivery fee, the service fee, the convenience that cost you $4 a pop 40 times a month. None of it feels like anything in the moment. That's the trap. Each one is too small to notice. Add them up and they're the reason your fridge is empty. Let me tell you about somebody. I'll call her Brenda, which is her real name. And Brenda, if you ever see this, you know I'm right. I worked in an office with Brenda. Good person, funny, easy to talk to, but her money habits made my brain try to crawl out of my ears. She ate every single meal out. Every one. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Didn't matter where. The where doesn't matter. What mattered was the pattern, and she was always broke. Not tight, broke. Overdraft warnings, stress, panic. She complained about it constantly and how she could never get ahead, how unfair it was, how hard she worked, and she deserved to enjoy her life. She wasn't stupid, not even close. She just refused to look at the math because looking at it meant admitting something she didn't want to admit. The leak wasn't some disaster. The leak was every meal, every day. And that's not counting going out clubbing on the weekends. It was draining her slow, while she told herself she was just unlucky. That's the part that should sting a little bit, because if your money's disappearing and you can't point to one big reason, the reason is the small stuff you stop noticing. So here's how you find your own leak, and you can do this tonight. I want you to pull up your account. Don't budget. Just make a spreadsheet. Just look at the last 30 days and find every charge under $20. The little ones. Then add them up. That's it. That's the number. That's the small stuff you swore didn't matter. That's your slow bleed. And I promise you, it's bigger than you think. Most men have never once looked at that number on purpose. Looking at it is the whole first step. You can't stop a leak you refuse to see. A useful man doesn't pretend the leak isn't there. He finds it, looks straight at it, and then he closes it. Now, let's get you out. And I'm going to give you a way out that actually works. Not the version that assumes you are and you're doing fine. We're going to keep this simple, stupid. One rule. You should be able to live on 90% of what you make. That's it. 90% covers everything. Rent, gas, food, phone, insurance, even a little fun, a little breathing room. If your whole life fits inside of 90% of your paycheck, you're stable. You're not drowning. The other 10%, that's not for spending, not for wants, not for treating yourself because you had a hard week. That 10% is the thing that doesn't exist yet. That's your buffer. That's your margin. The reason the next flat tire is an annoyance instead of a catastrophe. Call it the 10% club. Take 10% off the top first, before bills, before fun, before anything else. Not what's left at the end. There's never anything left at the end. You already know that. Off the top, first cut. And here's why. 10% and not more. It's small enough that you can't actually do it without starving. But it's big enough that you feel it when it's gone. That little bit of discomfort is the point, because here's the truth. If you can't control 10%, one single dime out of $1, you will never control the other 90. If you can't say no to yourself on the 10th of your money, the impulses own all of it. This isn't about getting rich. I want to be honest with you because everybody else is going to lie to you about this. 10% does not make you rich. Not this year, not next year, not any year. What does it do? It makes you stable. It gets a little jingle back in your pocket. It puts control where there used to be panic. That's the whole prize. And if you've ever stared into an empty fridge, you already know stability is worth more than rich. Now, the leaks and the buffer, let's put them together because this is the reverse snowball and how you climb out of it. You heard of a snowball rolling downhill, picking up speed, getting bigger until it flattens you. That's debt. That's the slow bleed running against you. Every small leak feeds the next one. You're behind, so you put it on a card. So now there's interest. So now you're further behind. So you leak more to feel okay about it. It rolls, it speeds up, it buries you. We're going to run that in reverse. You find the leaks, you plug them. Starting with the smallest, easiest one. Cancel that subscription you forgot. Cook 3 meals this week instead of buying 12. Whatever your 30-day number told you, don't try to fix all of it at once. You'll quit by Thursday. You know it. Plug one leak. Then you take that leak that was costing you and you don't let it vanish back up into your life. You aim it. You pull it forward to the next, your 10%. You put it towards the 10%, towards the next smallest debt that you've got. Then that smallest debt is gone. Then take everything you were throwing at it, you roll it to the next one. Same money, bigger push. That's the snowball going the right way. Slow at first, almost boring. And then it starts picking up speed in your favor instead of against you. The leaks you've closed become the force that closes the next one. You're not relying on a raise. You're not waiting to get lucky. You're using money you already had that was leaking out the bottom and pointing it back uphill. It's slow. I'm not going to pretend it's fast. The long game always looks boring in the beginning. That's why so few people stick with it. That's how you know you're doing it right. Think about it like ordering a pizza. It's cut into 10 slices. You paid for the whole thing. But before you start handing out slices to everybody else, you take the first slice. That's your 10%. The other 9 slices will go where they need to go. But if you keep giving your slice away every payday, don't act surprised when you're still hungry. A useful man doesn't wait for more money to start. He controls what he already's got. Plugs the leaks, rolls forward one at a time until the bleeding stops. So here's where we are. You're not broke because you're stupid or lazy or because the world's against you. You're bleeding slow through 100 little cuts you stop noticing and a system built to keep cutting. The fix isn't magic number or some side hustle or somebody saving you. It's looking at the leak on purpose, living on 90, protecting the 10, and rolling it forward until the panic turns into a little breathing room. Nobody's coming to do that for you. But the good news, buried in the hard truth, is this: nobody has to. You can start it tonight by yourself with the money you already make. So before you click away, do one thing tonight. Pull up your account, find every charge under $20 for the last 30 days and add it up. Don't figure anything out yet. Just look at that number. That number is your slow bleed, and seeing it is the first step out. Then plug one leak, the smallest, the easiest one, and point that money at the next 10%. And that's it. That's day one. You don't have to believe me. Just look at the number and it will tell you the truth. Thank you for spending some useful time with me. My wife yelled from upstairs and asked, "Do you ever get a shooting pain across your body like someone's got a voodoo doll of you and they're stabbing it?" I replied, "No." She replied, "How about now?" I'll catch you on the next one.